Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Grumpy Beards podcast. My name's Daniel, aka Sugoi Kuma, and with me is my co-host Diego, aka Aniki. How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. Just excited about this weekend, right?
Yep,
Halloween coming
Halloween.
up.
Spooky times, fun times. Not as spooky as this last year, COVID. Um, oh shit, it's not. We shouldn't be laughing about that, but yeah,
no,
laugh to make it to deal with
la,
things, right?
la, Laughter's the best medicine, sir.
Yep, it is. But yeah, no, Halloween, fun times every year. Sort of. I'll get into that a little bit. My issues with Halloween, how much I love it and hate it. But you for sure, I know, are a big fan of Halloween.
Yeah, me with liking enjoying horror, enjoying Stephen
Mm.
King books, watching it. It's definitely a nice holiday to have to be able to see go out and see how people decorate their houses, people how they dressed up for Halloween. It's definitely something fun.
Yeah, no, for sure. Um, Man, for years I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to be the house on the street with the best decorations, or like a little bit like a small kind of haunted maze or some sort. Kids walk through, get scared, like just something real quick, a minute to walk through or something. You always see that in TV shows and movies, and that's what I always wanted. Growing up, there was one house on the street that did that one time. I was like, "What? Out here in the ghetto? You crazy? What?" But
no, yeah,
that's always been a goal. It's always been a goal.
no, that's definitely a life goal. I got to see somebody do that a couple of years. Not in the neighborhood living now, but there was somebody that they it was a neighborhood like three houses. They got together. They created a maze through the front yards,
Mm.
and then when you got to the end, you would just hear you would start hearing the Halloween theme,
Oh, really?
and then you would hear a chainsaw start revving up, and then all of a sudden you would see this like 6 foot guy. He would either have the chainsaw or just the big chef's
Machete?
knife,
Oh, it's,
uh, a big chef's knife,
oh,
and
okay.
it would be Michael
Oh,
Myers.
okay, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Wrong movie, wrong movie.
yeah, but
Close enough.
still,
Same thing, same thing.
it's not same thing, but it was something. It was something that just like it was for I think I was maybe 14, 15 the first time I saw it,
Mm-hmm.
and it was the thing where like yeah you jumped every time you'd see that.
Yeah. Oh man, it's always great times with Halloween. So yeah, it's gonna be today's episode. We're gonna be talking about Halloween. Nothing really in particular, maybe. Um,
We might be rambling on a little bit more than usual with this one.
yeah, no. Third episode, second episode, we were pretty structured. I feel, we had a good flow going.
True.
This one we're back to ramblings. That's what we usually do. We usually do this
We're,
not on camera, just rambling on.
that's what we're best at.
Yeah.
Pick a topic, start talking about it, and then just go off in some weird tangent for the next 30 minutes.
Yeah, ooh, squirrel. That kind of shit. Stuff. Sorry. I don't know if we're gonna be cussing on here yet. Have we been cussing? I don't know. I'm the
Uh,
editor. I should know this.
yeah, you should know this, sir. This should be you should know the answer to that. Hey, but
Look,
as far as rambling,
all
we've
I
done
know.
we do this often.
Got to start off early. Excuse
It's
me.
not that early. It's 9. It's past 9 for us.
Oh no, I mean for in the recording. Got to start early.
Ah,
Working towards that sponsorship. Good stuff. Um, sorry about that. But no. I was saying earlier about Halloween and houses and being the best haunted house, or not necessarily haunted house, but attraction on the neighborhood. Um, and my issues with Halloween. I love the holiday. My wife loves it 10 times more than I do. It's her favorite holiday. Her
I've seen
her
I've
birthday
seen
is like
some of
so
your
close to Halloween. That's how much she
decorations.
loves it. Yeah, our living room is completely filled with Halloween decorations. Outside isn't. We we do have um a a pinwheel. What
Mm.
would you call it? Yeah,
Yeah, the ping. Yeah, it is a pinwheel.
pinwheel, right? You just stick it
Yeah.
into the ground, but it's skull and bones and it's blue and spider web. I think that's been
Mm.
up since last year. HOA hasn't said anything. Permanent decoration out there. Our neighbors actually did pretty cool little decorations around their trees in the front yard, hanging stuff off of them. Nothing too crazy. Not really scary, but cute Halloween stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, no, we since we've gotten our house every year, you've seen it. We decorate our whole living room. My wife goes all out, making bats coming out like out of the corner, up into the wall, spider web down on the, on the ceiling, down one hallway. It's really cool, really cool. There,
Yeah,
I will
I've seen.
probably I should probably share on our socials. Probably not the whole living room, but there's one little like altar kind of thing that she did Pokemon themed. It's really cool.
Oh,
I don't think I've shown y'all
no, I don't
actually.
think we've seen. We haven't
Yeah.
seen it.
Oh, I haven't. I don't think I've posted. Yeah, we've been. I think we decorated and then stuff just got busy afterwards. But yeah, no, I'll be posting that stuff. It's really cool. It's probably my favorite little piece of stuff that she put together for just a little corner, little corner. Um, but no. Since we got our house, so when we were getting ready to get our house, I've been wanting to do that, like just go all out with decorations up front. Um, well, up till last year, I worked for a certain company I will not name, big box retailer, where I was just this last year was just insane. So this last year I wasn't able to do anything Halloween related because I was just so busy with work. And the years before then, not as busy. This last year, COVID really messed up a lot of stuff and made work insane. Uh, but the years before, it's just we always had major things coming up during the month of October, so I could never fully dedicate to doing everything outside, and I didn't want to leave it all up to my wife to have to do it, and she already does the inside of the house, and the outside requires a little more work to do,
Yeah, you need
especially
somebody to climb up
on
on a
the
ladder.
yeah,
Yeah, start putting things up. Yeah,
especially for
definitely.
what I wanted to do. I wanted to go big with it. I don't if we were gonna do it, go big with it, make it worth it, you know, like she does with the inside. The inside looks
Right.
amazing. Um, so just every year I've never well, we've had our house for about 3 years or so. Every year before then, apartments. Can't really do much, so we never bothered. But my plan was, okay, we're getting a house. We're gonna go all out.
Yeah.
First year with the house, no money. we had just got,
Well, yeah, you spend all the money getting the house,
we
of
spent all our
course.
money getting the house, furnishing it. You know the important things. You know, like not the 20 foot inflatables and
Yeah,
everything else.
the important things, getting Cat 5 in all your rooms.
Yeah, no, for sure. Appreciate it. Um, and then that was the first year. Then the year after, that was COVID year. Yeah, that was COVID year.
Yeah.
So,
The- we talk about it like it's something that happened a while ago, but that was last year.
that was last year. Yep.
Yeah.
And man, I'm coming up a year since leaving that job. That's
Yeah.
that's that's top for something else. But
Yeah, I think from a lot of the time that I've known you, October was always a month where, hey, where's Daniel? Just because of how busy you got with work. So
yeah,
yeah, it was definitely something where with that job you were super busy all the time, and yeah, you didn't have the time to decorate or anything like that.
yeah. I won't mention the job right out, even though they treated me amazing. I have a lot of good things to say about them. It was just this last year, but but yeah, no. Every year in October, we would have inventory, and it would just that was a essentially no days off.
Yeah.
There every day, from not necessarily from open to close, but it felt like it, just to get ready. and that was just kind of the norm. Happened every year. Um, but yeah, but yeah, last year COVID couldn't do it, and then this year, um, we just weren't in a good spot to do it. We had other things to
Hmm.
worry about. It was either go all out on the house or camping trip.
Hey, no, this year was a camping trip. Yeah,
Yeah, that we just
we
came
just came
back.
back. Yeah, we just came back from going camping this past weekend. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a fun experience. I gotta say.
Well, for sure, it was my first time camping. I loved it. Whew, loved it. We actually considered doing filming something out there, but we're like, nah, we're not that tech savvy yet. Don't
Yeah,
seem difficult, but look at us right now. It took 6 minutes just to get an intro started, and before that,
this is our third episode, sir. It's getting better, getting better.
sir, but I've been streaming for over a year. I should be better at this. I hold myself to a higher standard. You just started. You had to set up your camera, turn it on, and just there you go. How does Discord work? Done. I've had a year to prepare.
Well, you say a year, but it has been on and off. You gotta get knock some of that rust off.
Oh yeah,
So
for sure. It's been uh I think at this point it's probably been 3 months since my last stream. I'll jump back in there. Come check me out
yeah.
on Twitch. You'll find my socials down below. Um, but but no, it was fun out there, real fun. Especially setting up the campfire at night and just messing around, playing board games, talking shit. We
Yeah.
didn't do
Hey,
it. We didn't do any traditional stuff, but we did kind of our own thing. You know.
we taught one of our friends how to start a fire,
Yeah.
how to start a campfire
Yeah.
using just the magnesium and the the striker,
Yep.
which was
He needs it in case Texas freezes over again.
yeah.
That'll be fun.
At this point at this year, it might not be if but when.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
But no, that would have been a good setting though for to do something Halloween related. But yeah, we'd rather just enjoy the time out there and
Yeah, especially since
record on our regular schedule day, just
you
for
know,
y'all.
especially since it was first time camp. It wasn't just your first time camping, but a couple of our other friends it was their first time as well.
Yeah,
So
no, it sure was. Maybe next time.
yeah,
But while out there, we did go out to Snow's barbecue, and on the drive there, it was what time we leave? Like midnight, right? To get
yeah.
out there
We left at midnight
from the
from
campsite.
the campsite. It took us about 45 minutes to get there.
Yeah, and the whole time just pitch black out there. You couldn't. You at one point pointed out how you couldn't even see behind the truck.
Yeah,
And
like I would look.
I turned around. I'm like, why did I do that? Because I would have turned around, seen something, and pissed myself.
Yeah, it got to a point where we were driving out. We were driving down the highway, the country highway, and I looked at the rearview mirror and I looked at my side mirrors because I was the one driving, and then it was just pitch black on the mirrors. I couldn't see anything at all, and then that's when I pointed it out to you guys.
Yeah.
It's that's probably the second or third time that's happened to me when I'm driving at night. There was one time when uh I was driving with my dad on the way back from Salt Lake. This I was probably 17, 18 years old,
Hmm.
something like that. We went to Salt Lake City to an uncle of ours gave us a van. Like he's a mechanic. He fixed up a van and he was giving it to us. The caveat was, hey, you gotta come pick it up. So on our drive back, I was helping my dad drive, and yeah, there was a point in the on the road where I could not see anything, just like that time. And then it gets it wasn't just like a small time like what happened this weekend.
Hmm.
It was probably a good hour where I couldn't see anything. Where like it almost felt like the lights coming off our truck, the red lights that were reflecting,
Yeah. Yeah.
uh, and it kept playing with my mind. Like I thought I was seeing things behind me
Yeah,
because I
no,
was the one driving.
yeah, no, for sure. I love. We both love cryptids and mysteries and that kind of stuff. We stayed up till like
Yeah,
4 a.m. one day, just because we got into that discussion.
that was the time we were eating tacos. Remember?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Uh, if you've ever went out for tacos and then stayed up till 3, 4 in the morning talking about mysteries and cryptids and aliens, leave a comment down below. Um,
yeah, definitely. I want to hear your stories.
yeah. Um, but yeah, it's a lot of uh, tricks on the mind. When in darkness, the mind starts playing tricks, and then how much you believe in stuff, you start hearing or seeing things. But I'm a believer in that kind of stuff. I I'm not a full on skeptic, but some stuff can be explained through science. Other stuff like, oh shit. But no, I love especially like hearing about haunted places. You know, how much truth is there in all that stuff. And we were just talking about before we started recording. I was telling you about the newest episode of a podcast that I listened to called Red Web, uh, from Rooster Teeth, where they talk about cryptids and mysteries. And on this latest episode, they actually did um, an on-site recording. Normally their stuff's purely audio, and they went out to Yorktown medical facility in Yorktown, Texas, which for us is about a bit of a drive. You know,
Yeah,
if you're not familiar with Texas, it's fucking big.
yeah. I think we mentioned the last time you can drive 12 hours from one side of Texas to the other and still not leave Texas.
For sure. But yeah, that'd be something cool that for us to do next year. I mean, when we were out camping, we were probably an hour away from there. That could have been something we could have done,
Yeah, yeah.
on a weekend trip. But that'd be really cool to do. Because that leads us into our next segment, Halloween traditions. One of them is ghost hunting, visiting true haunted houses, not built up haunted houses. That'd be something really cool to do.
Yeah. Heck.
Like, how many of our group would be willing to? That's
That's trying to convince them to go with us
I,
would be the
I
challenge.
know us two for sure. My wife.
Your wife, yeah.
Um,
I think that's about it, really. I know my brother and his wife are I'm 95% sure they would say no.
yeah.
Uh,
um, I
our other friend that likes camping, I mentioned to her doing something similar, and she said, "Heck no."
yeah. She don't seem like the type to.
Yeah,
Her husband probably, but
yeah,
yeah, but
but not her.
yeah. Your best friend probably would.
Oh heck yeah!
If he could get away.
If he can get a time off, because his his handle has always been Death 350. So just with that, you know that he would be down for
Yeah,
stuff like that.
he would love it. He would
Yeah,
be. I was telling you how Rooster Teeth had a show called Haunter, and how they go in there
yeah,
antagonizing ghosts. I feel like that's something that he would do.
yeah.
he would
Uh, I,
he would go in there just talking
I could
shit. Like, come
definitely,
on,
I could definitely see that.
what was it? We when the PT trailer came out years ago, the playable demo.
Yeah. The
Um,
PT trailer.
we all met up at we were all in your room
Hmm.
years ago. We each gave it a try. It was like just all kind of too scared to do anything. He shows up. He's like, "Oh, what? This what we're doing?" Gets the controller, just like looking everywhere. Ain't scared. Turns around, no fear, and just
No,
flies through it further than any of us. Oh, I be
I
I would like to
remember.
see him in one.
I remember scaring uh young kids with that trailer, sir.
Yeah,
I didn't know this until years later. Apparently, one of the kids that played that uh, demo with me or with us. Well, I don't think you were there, but I had I had some people come over, and there were some kids that wanted to play, so we put the demo. Uh, they and I say kids, they're probably 12 to 15 year olds.
Hmm.
uh Years later I came to find out that one of them that played it ended up having nightmares for like 2 weeks straight.
Damn, sir, irresponsible, irresponsible. Oh no, that would definitely be something fun to do. But on the other side of that, you know, we all have haunted houses near where we live, like the pop up haunted houses. Pay get
Yeah.
into and all those. Those are fun. Unfortunately, we couldn't go to one this year. Probably
I don't.
for the best, honestly. Yeah, last year for sure couldn't. But the
Hmm.
year before was the first time I'd gone in probably 8 years. The first one I went to was Screams, not Screams, Cutting Edge,
Cut an edge.
and
Okay.
honestly, it wasn't worth it. We waited, I think, 3 or 4 hours to get in, and then it was over. Like it felt like 15 minutes. Like
Really?
yeah, like it was like there's levels to it. Like you get to a certain point that they had like a maze. If you get to the
Hmm.
exit, then you continue on. If not, then you're kicked out and whatever. It felt like we got to that point way too quickly
Hmm.
to make it worth it. Yeah, and it just went with some fun people. That was the enjoyable part being with them, but I don't know. It kind of put me off haunted houses for a while. Um, we went to one, didn't we? To I can't remember the name of it, but I think we had a similar experience. We didn't wait as long, but it was eh.
The last haunted house I recall going to was one in at the state fair, and this was probably about 6 8 years ago.
Oh, okay. Everyone
Yeah.
was. It might have been with some other people, but
It might have been somewhere else because that's the last one I
oh, okay.
remember.
I guess I guess it was. I guess you might have just not been there, but I think your brother was.
Yeah, he probably was.
Um,
And
yeah, it was. It just wasn't. It was eh. We
yeah,
we got what we paid for with that one.
what what I really want to try is one of the haunted houses where you actually have to sign a
Waiver.
waiver. Yeah, I've seen a couple of them, and it those are intense.
Yeah,
Uh,
I bet.
I was I was trying to when I brought it up before we went camping since we were going to be close to Austin, but there is one I think called I think it's called Torment in Austin, and it looked like it was going to be a little intense, and I think I brought it up to the group when we were planning, and I think only one or two people responded,
Yeah.
but it was like no, no.
Yeah, because probably the best one I went into was Screams, because they have I think 4 or 6
Mm,
haunted houses that are each themed out differently, and you pay one price to get in, and that's it. You could go into each of them as much as you want, as long as you wait in line, and they have fast passes for each of them. But we got there probably 2 hours after opening, and we were there. I want to say 3 hours, 3 or 4 hours, and it didn't feel like a long time. Even
mm.
waiting in line, which took quite a bit, but we hit up every haunted house there, and enjoyed the whole grounds. Like it was really fun.
Okay,
I felt like that
okay.
was really worth it. That's where we were trying to go this year, but unfortunately could not. Maybe next year, but I think that's one of the definitely a one that's worth it in here in our area, here in the DFW.
Eh, yeah, in the FW. I think the last haunted house I remember going to where I I actually was scared or with the jump scares and everything. It was actually in Mexico.
Mm,
It was a little haunted house that
that was a real
where
house.
when I was I think 15, 16 years old. I went to Mexico, spent some time with my sister,
Mm-hmm.
and I went out there and we went through one. I think I went. Don't remember if it was in Mexico City or in San Luis, but like the way they had it, all I remember was like metal, broken metal everywhere, and then it was walking through hallways, jump scares and stuff. But uh they had an area where I think, if I remember correctly, yeah, I might have just repressed all the memories, but there was an
Been there.
area, yeah, there was an area where they had I don't know if you've ever watched some of the old Mexican horror movies, but
No.
there was always one about a doll where, like, if I remember right, the whole thing was a witch put her soul in the doll, and they burned the witch on a tree. And I could remember the story completely wrong, but the whole point was the doll. Then a little girl ended up with the doll, and the doll was basically, think of kind of like Chucky,
No,
but with
it's.
a Mexican doll.
I was waiting for a
And
point to jump in there, like, oh, so Chucky.
yeah. But with a Mexican doll, and she's got these like supernatural powers. She ends up killing most of the family for the little girl. But that was one of the like old horror movies I think that I'll always remember from Mexico.
Definitely sounds like Chucky. Which, by the way, is fucking hilarious in Spanish. there's one, there's one scene that will always sit with me, from watching it in Spanish, and I can't remember if it's the first one or the second one, where they end up in a factory. Um, was it a factory? I think it was a factory. It was
It might have been the Chucky doll factory.
it was either
'Cause-
there. The scene was either there or at a at an apartment. But either way, he
mhm.
Chucky loses his hand, and then he takes like a blade or some kind of the end of a screwdriver, a piece of metal, something, and he just shoves it into his nub of a hand where his hand used to be, and he's just like yells out in Spanish, "Odio los niños," and just the way he says it, just I hate kids, and just
Yeah,
the
because
way
I'm sure the kid broke his hand.
yeah, he did something like just the way he said it, the pronunciation in Spanish, just it killed me. I every time, like that's a scene that forever lives in my head, but only in Spanish. I don't know if it's properly translated from English. I don't know, could not tell you, but that scene in Spanish will forever live in my head. uh I remember when I was little though, we'd be walking through Blockbuster and just it was the horror section, and I would always just kind of peek around because they'd be like, "Oh, those covers are scary."
What's the since we're talking about horror movies and being and when we were kids, what's the first horror movie you remember watching? And how old were you if you remember?
Oh shit, man, I cannot tell you. I know a lot of those. There's a lot of '80s and '90s horror movies that we watched
Hmm.
that my parents would just put on. Um, my mom likes scary movies. My dad, sort of like me, won't go out of our way to watch them, but if you put them on, we'll watch it with you. Um, I was always in Spanish, so I could never. I was a bad child about that. Like I learned Spanish growing up and all that, but if it was in Spanish, like I don't want to listen to this. I don't want to have to work my brain to translate. Like I know what they're saying, but I was like, eh. I would assume any Spanish movie or show to being like I would just uh, in my head that was if it was in Spanish, it was the same as a novela that my mom was watching, and I
Mm.
didn't want to watch that. So I would kind of watch a little bit here and there once I would realize, oh, this is scary. Um, fuck, I want to say, dang, sir, you're going way back. They're honestly either one of the either Chucky or because I don't remember watching any I don't know, some of the big ones like Halloween or Friday the 13th until after that. Like Chucky really stands out to me.
Okay.
If not that one, then there's oh fuck, I can't remember the name of it, but there's one. that it's like random scenes that are popping in my head, but one involves like they open their hand and it has like an eyeball there, suddenly appears, and then at the end, the the whole house gets sucked into I think the TV, which led to another dimension,
Uh,
and nothing's left.
Poltergeist. That's Poltergeist, sir.
That's Poltergeist.
That's either Poltergeist because that's the TV, or that sounds like Poltergeist, or it sounds like the oh God, forgot the name of the movie. Um, gosh, it was one directed by Steven Spielberg. It was some mini series of like fantastical stories,
Mm-hmm.
and it had something like that where the house
Just
gets
like
I think something like that.
I think it's Poltergeist. I'm
But
looking
it
at
yeah, yeah, because the Simpsons did that thing too, where
yeah
the house gets pulled into the TV,
Hmm.
and they were doing an episode parodying Poltergeist.
Yeah, that might have been it. I think that was it.
Like, was there a scene where like a little girl's touching the TV and it's all like snowy, and she's like, "They're here."
I think so. Like it's been forever, but
Yeah,
I think
that's
it's that one,
Poltergeist.
just because I don't remember it as well as Chucky, but I know of it. I think that
Hmm.
might have been the first one little me watched back in the day.
Yeah, I remember watching Poltergeist. I think I watched that. I don't remember if I watched it here or in Mexico,
What
but like,
he watched it in theaters.
nah, I watched it on either Channel 5 in Mexico or Channel 33 here.
Hmm.
Uh, but for sure, my earliest memory of a horror movie is watching the It miniseries, and that's one of the that's always been one of my favorite movies miniseries.
Hmm.
Just It, and I watched that. I want to say I was probably 6 or 7 years old when I watched that. I remember this was a time when we went to Mexico City from where we lived,
Hmm.
and it was a time where all the family got together. I think it was around Christmas. I think it actually was around Christmas time, and all the family was together in Mexico City, and I was together with a bunch of cousins. I remember being in a room where there was a TV in the middle, the lights were off, all the cousins are there together watching the movie. I remember being, I want to say I probably had uh, a blanket over me, cowering there, looking like this, trying to watch
Yeah.
the movie just because I was scared. Uh, and it's always been in the back of my mind, like, hey, this is the first movie you watch. This is like my first real introduction to into anything horror, and from that, I think that's one of the things where from that age I started liking horror.
Hmm.
Uh, I've watched. I think I used to watch horror movies a lot more, um, but then it got to a point where a lot of the horror movies, at least you know how you get desensitized to things the more you're exposed to it.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So it got to a point where like horror movies were like, ah, I know what's going on. Like there's tropes in movies, there's tropes in things, and you can pretty much tell what's going on before it happens. So I think I got oversaturated with horror movies, so it got to a point where like things weren't scary anymore.
Hmm.
So I stopped watching horror movies for a while, and I started again. But I'm gonna sound old, like I am. But they don't make horror movies like they used to.
I that's one of the few things I'll agree with you. A little, just a little bit though. Um, yeah, I feel I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm a huge fan of horror movies. I like more paranormal, um, or just
Psychological horror is
psychological. Is
yeah, that's one of the
o-
best.
only because yeah, no, because a lot of any type of horror film that comes out now is just a lot of jump scares.
Yeah,
That's I feel that's the biggest difference between now and a lot of the classics is that. and I feel like the classics didn't have a lot of that. It just told a story through suspenseful scenes, and now it's the new films. Now the horror is in the jump scares. That's all
No,
it is.
yeah.
I feel like that's the biggest thing. But again, I don't watch a lot. Like probably what's the last probably new shit. I don't know. Babadook was probably that one came out a couple years back.
Nah, that's been a while, Daniel. We watched Babadook together, I
Many years
think,
ago then.
and then that's I want to say that's been at least 8 years.
Has it? Fuck.
Yeah,
We're old.
yeah, yeah.
I watched it on
Let
no
me see.
2004. Yeah, 2014.
2014. Yeah,
7 years.
7 years. Yeah.
I watched it when it came to Netflix. So.
So that's probably a year after.
Yeah. And then after that, I mean, I watched some like The Purge, uh, which is more
See,
violence than
yeah,
horror.
that's what I was saying. The Purge is more. Yeah, I wouldn't consider that that horror.
Uh, what did they remake? One of the ones that they remade. Um,
Oh God. Speak of remakes. Oh man, I remember
I
going.
know. I watched it.
Oh,
With
the It movies.
we went
I
to
totally agree. Those movies are good.
we went to the drive-in to watch those,
Hmm.
and I had it. I know I've only seen many, probably a few minutes here and there of the miniseries. I know I'm horrible about that,
No, yeah, yeah.
but when part two was coming out for the newest one, I was
Hmm.
like, all right, I'll let me watch the first one and then to get ready to go watch the second one because my wife really wanted to watch it,
No,
and that was
the
good.
first movie was yeah, the first movie was really good. I the new I think I feel like it did it did take a lot more from the book
Really?
compared to the miniseries. So that's one of the reasons I did like that. I did like the new it the two new it movies. But you mentioned remakes and yeah, there's been a lot of remakes of old horror movies, but I feel sometimes like it's it some they don't do it justice. I
Hmm.
think the last remake I went to watch, and this was a long time ago. I went to go watch the Evil Dead remake. You know,
Oh, okay. I didn't know they remade it. I love Evil Dead. That's probably why I didn't go watch it because they remade it.
there you go. The trailers were great for that movie.
Really?
The trailer is what sold me on on going to go watch it.
Hail to the
Like
king, baby.
the visuals look great. The
Hmm.
Deadites, like one of the Deadites, it looked great.
Hmm.
But when I went to go watch the movie, it I think they overdid the gore.
Hmm.
Evil Dead, the original wasn't as gory. It had its scenes,
Yeah.
but this one I felt like they overdid the blood
Like they try to be more
with
like Doom.
uh, a little, and at least to me it felt like it took away from the movie. Like the original Evil Dead was great,
Mm.
uh, but I didn't like that. I didn't like that one. I didn't like the remake. Then one of the last movies that I went to watch in theaters, a horror movie, and this was probably came out 2 or 3 years ago. La Llorona.
Oh, they did. Yeah.
How long ago did it come out?
It's been I want to say 4 years ago.
Let's see. It came out no,
COVID was a
where
skip year, so
2019. Yeah, it came out in 2019. So it's
mm.
been 2 years. Oh God, that movie is not scary at all. Me and my brother, we went to go watch the movie. This finally, I like convinced him to go watch a horror movie. My younger brother, he was the person I watched horror movies with all the time.
Mm.
But it got to a point where I think I overwhelmed them with horror movies where he didn't want to go anymore. So this is one where like I convinced him, hey, let's go watch a horror movie. It's like, you know, not let's go see
Yeah.
what this is about. we were laughing through the movie. People were mad at us,
Hmm.
but because we were laughing at how bad that movie was, and that's yeah, that's probably the last horror movie I went to go watch. That 2 years ago. You know, COVID happened too, so we haven't really been to the movie since.
Yeah.
But yeah, because that movie came out in April 19th of 2019. Just googled it. But yeah,
Probably there was. Oh crap! What's the name of it? Did I can't even remember the premise of it. I think something about a birthday. I don't know.
something about a birthday.
I'm trying to think and doesn't even matter. Can't I remember it? That wasn't any good. I know I enjoy the Saw films. I need to finish them. I really like the route it was going. Um, and like you were saying earlier about being desensitized to stuff.
Hmm.
That's how it was throughout the movie. Like I kept getting hype about, oh my god, the things it makes him go through, and I'm like, oh neat, like oh that's damn that looks painful. Like it wouldn't really,
The first Saw movie
it,
was great.
yeah, like it wouldn't gross me out or anything. I'm like okay, um, fun to watch. Like it was man, this is
Hmm.
really good. Yeah, the first one was fantastic, and I think I watched up to 4 or 5, and then it started getting weird. Um, but the one saw trap that did this makes it gets me is the one with all the surgical needles in the pit.
The girl.
Yeah, and
No,
just pushes her in there, and I was like, oh, just it's getting everywhere. Oh, I can't. Out of all the traps, that's the one that just oh
that's
no.
sorry. My mind went somewhere completely different when you said movies get weird.
Hmm.
It reminded me of the Leprechaun series.
Back to
No,
the
the first Leprechaun movie I enjoyed. Then
oh
Leprechaun goes to the hood, and
oh
Leprechaun goes to space.
that was
That definitely went.
classics, classics.
No. There are scenes in those movies, like in Leprechaun. Like one scene I'm never gonna forget is where there's the guy that like catches the leprechaun. You know what happens when you catch a leprechaun? You get gold, you get your wish. So the leprechaun says, "Oh, you want gold?" And so if I remember right, he's like, "Here's your gold," and then the guy's belly starts ballooning,
Mm-hmm.
and then the leprechaun just cuts him open because the pot of gold is inside the guy's belly, and
Yep.
just takes the gold out.
Yep. Oh, that's a good series.
Yeah, that's why when you said movies get weird, it my mind just went to, oh yeah, leprechaun.
Oh man. Oh, there was. I'm still trying to remember that movie. They made a sequel of it not too long ago. Um,
I think one of
this is
my
gonna bother me. Blinking your no, that's not it. Oh
and
god,
you're
man,
dead.
no, that's not it.
That almost sounds like you're talking about Doctor Who
The
and
Angels.
the angels. Yeah,
So I only know about the Angels because of Achievement Hunter and their Gmod games. The angel is a weapon that the trader gets to use. You shoot somebody, and they get tagged with an angel. If they look away for too long, it kills them.
yeah.
They'll
It's
follow
that's
them.
basic. That's basically what the angel does. It's a statue that as long as you're looking at it, it's a statue. But the moment you look away, uh, the being starts moving until they touch you, and basically when they touch you, they steal your time.
Yeah. Okay. Dang, I'm trying to. No, maybe I'm wrong. No,
Yeah,
I can't. Oh well, doesn't matter. Again, it shouldn't matter. But it's gonna bother me because I can't remember.
because you're gonna remember.
Yep.
Yeah,
But oh, I I've been hearing a lot of bad things about Halloween Kills.
It's on Peacock, right? I think it's on
Possible,
there.
maybe.
It's one of those streaming apps. It's either Peacock or Tubi, and that should tell you the quality of the movie.
Yeah, straight
That
to streaming
that
service. Yeah.
yeah, it's on streaming service. But but Halloween is one of the classics. There's I don't even know how many movies there have been now. Because I remember that they had killed uh they had killed him several times, and they had killed his sister. The sister had died, and then they rebooted the
Hmm.
series to where the sister hadn't died. Yeah,
Yeah, just a lot of that. um. So, as we wrap up, uh, just quick shoot. Favorite horror anime.
favorite horror anime. Surprisingly for me liking horror,
Hmm.
I haven't watched many horror anime.
Horror video
Uh,
game.
Horror video games has to be the Silent Hill series,
Mm.
and like favorite horror video game movie is definitely Silent Hill. That is, I would say by far one of the best. Even I would even say one of the best video game movies. Like the way they did,
Someone
the
has
way
never
they
played
did.
Rugrats in Paris on the N64.
Sure, sir. Sure. But no, the way they did Pyramid Head, the way they did
Oh,
the
the
way
guy from Dead by
the
Daylight.
town would change. Yeah, yeah, we played it last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that just kept killing you guys.
Yeah.
You and
We couldn't find his
you
face.
undead. Yeah, you couldn't blind me.
Man, time to piss off the audience. Silent Hill, a game and movie I've never watched nor played. Uh, for
You
me, for me, I would say, um, I guess it's horror, but Future Diary, favorite anime.
mm,
It's psychological.
yeah, that's it's just I would consider that
Yeah.
psychological,
There was, I
not
think,
much horror.
another is one. I never finished it though.
Another, yeah, that definitely does qualify a little bit of
I was
horror.
watching it with Mary, and she loved it so much she didn't wait for me, and she finished it.
She did the same thing as your sister. She
Yep.
watched the episode without you.
But I was loving it. I need to go finish it. Horror game, Resident Evil 4.
Uh,
Probably the Resident Evil series in general, but Resident Evil 4.
how
Played
many
it.
times have you bought that game?
Oh, fuck. At least once for every. I haven't bought it on Xbox or on. I think there's a mobile version.
Really?
Yep, but I bought it on GameCube, on PS2, PS3, PS4, on PC. Have I bought it on the Switch? I might
I
have.
think I think either you bought it, you got it gifted on the
I
Switch.
bought it on Switch as a gift for someone. Yep.
No.
I've played through that so many times, and I'm finally doing my first PC playthrough. I'm halfway through. That was part of what I was streaming, and then I kind of stopped. But Lucy loves that. She loves that series. That game mainly.
The game.
She hasn't watched me play any of the others, but she loves it. But yeah, my favorite horror game.
Okay.
I don't think I've played a lot of horror games. The four would be there just because I
Oh,
bought it. I went home. I was young, and immediately went in my room, turned off the lights, played in the middle of the night. This shit scared me. But
horror game.
like Dying Light, I guess is a horror game because zombies. But
I
I
would consider that
guess
more of a survival game.
survival game. Yeah, nighttime is a fucking nightmare. That's that game at night until you level up and then it gets funny. But yeah,
I would say a true horror game, and they're remaking. I think they're remaking this one. Is Fatal Frame, Fatal Frame 2.
I've heard of that. I don't know what it is.
That this is basically a game where you're basically you're being attacked by ghosts and demons, and your only weapon is a camera, sir.
Oh, okay, I know this one. Yep.
Yeah,
I remember watching playthrough of that. Well, gameplay here
that's
and there.
yeah
Back on the old
that's
G4 and all that.
yes, that is definitely
That they're remaking it.
one
That
up there.
sounds cool.
It, and they're not just they're remaking it on the Switch.
Oh fuck yeah!
That is a game that I will buy for the
See, good
Switch.
thing you haven't sold it. See.
Good thing, like I haven't used my Switch for anything
hmm
since Animal Crossing came out.
Yeah.
Like that'll be something I'm gonna use it for.
Um. Oh shit! I just forgot it. Um. You said Fatal Frame. Phasmophobia. That's
I,
actually a bit of
yeah,
a terrifying game,
that is
especially
fun.
when you don't know what you're doing.
I need to play that with you guys.
Yeah, we need to. I think we have enough for 4 people now. We just have to find
Okay.
time. Well, I guess at that we'll end it there. Um, let us know. You know what's your favorite horror movie, horror video game, or horror anime, horror show. What do you like about horror?
Yeah. We
What
didn't
do you
even
like?
say what our favorite horror movies were.
We didn't. What do you like about Halloween? You know, well, let us know. What do you think our favorite horror movies are? We talked about them though. You know, the ones that
Yeah,
stand out.
yeah, we did.
Excuse me. But let us know in the comments. You know, let us know how we're doing. This is our 3rd episode. We appreciate any and all feedback. Really do it. It'll only make us
Mhm.
better. You know, constructive criticism. Come on now, internet. I'm looking at you. Constructive criticism. Grow some hair,
Yes.
Baldy. I'm fucking trying. It's all right here. um, but anyways, thank y'all for watching through all of this. Us ramble on about Halloween and then some horror movies here and there. We appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all if you watched all 3 episodes, or if you only watched first 5 minutes of this, or and then you skip to the very end to hear me thank you. Because I'm gonna do that every episode. We appreciate you and all your support. You can find all our links down below. I'm gonna try to be very active on Instagram and post on there. I'll probably post pictures of that little Pokemon Halloween thing here later, or at least by the time this comes out. I need to edit episode 2. Fuck. You should remind me. Diego, you have anything for the audience?
Let's see. You guys can find me at on Instagram at Aniki Otaku Sekai. That's our Instagram for our little shop where we sell anime goods, Funko Pops, and
A lot of
yeah,
Funko Pops.
uh, I've gone a little overboard with Funko Pops, but
Look at his room.
yeah, just a little. I've a lot of anime goods, Funko Pops.
Look at all those. I don't have nearly as many.
Oh, I got you one that I think you're gonna like, sir.
Oh, I'm excited. Can't wait. Um, well, again, thank y'all so much. Until next time, this has been the Grumpy Beards podcast.
All right. Till next time.